Okay, we've got UFC Fight Night Hendricks against Thompson. Main fight Hendricks against Thompson. It's going to be a good one. If Hendricks hadn't missed weight last time and hadn't been away for a little while, then I would say I'll just take Hendricks straight up, even though the odds are only paying around 1.45. He is a really good wrestler. Thompson is an excellent striker, does some crazy spinning stuff, stays composed, has a little bit different stance than your typical striker stance you see in the UFC, has that karate style. But Johnny Hendricks has got some relentless takedowns, and I think that's going to be really hard for Thompson to deal with, even if he's getting ready for wrestler. But let's see what happens. But as far as betting in a concrete pick, I'm going to pass. Nelson Rosholt, I'm going to take Nelson. Yeah, he's an old dude. Does he take training seriously? Some say no. All right, he's lost 3 in a row, but he's lost against top-notch fighters. Rosholt is a good wrestler. That's for sure. He's put together some wins. Younger guy. Is this a outgoing of the old and a coming of the new? Well, we'll definitely see. I can see Rosholt pushing forward, trying to get into the clinch, trying to get a takedown. And he might get a takedown. If he gets a takedown, that's bad news for Nelson being on his back for sure. But if you go back and watch the Cormier fight, and Cormier, of course, is smaller than Rosholt, so it is a little different. But, I mean, if there's a strong wrestler, then Cormier is one. Now, Nelson is able to defend some of those takedowns, and he is able to get back up after some of the takedowns. So, he does have takedown defense. Now, I think once Rosholt does get him on the ground, that is going to be tough for Nelson, and that's not going to be good. But I see that I see it playing out that Rosholt tries to pressure, tries to get the clinch, and on a break, Nelson is able to get a strike in, or just standing up in the middle of the ring, Nelson's able to get a knockout. If that's not the case, then I see Rosholt holding on, using his wrestling to, just stop the action, get some dirty boxing, some clinch going on, and possibly some takedowns. Because of that, let's take a look at some possibilities here. You could take Nelson for the outright win, pays over 1.6, or you could do flat stake on Rosholt wins by 3-round decision, and take Nelson wins by TKO there for the same amount on both. And that's another way to look at it, and I think I like that way better actually than the straight up win. All right, let's go to another fight. We've got St. Preux here against Cavalante. Again, going to be a nice fight, but I'm going to pass on that one. I do think OSP will take it, but it just doesn't pay very much as far as the odds go. Same here with Benavidez. I do think this is going to be closer than we think, but I'm going to pass. And I'm just going to go down to the other one that I have a pick for. Laboeuf, he was on Ultimate Fighter, and he's buddies with Conor McGregor, so I guess he's like a big name now, and he's got this cool nickname, Russian Hammer and all that. And he's got a pretty mixed record. He's got 11 losses on his record, so he's definitely experienced. It's kind of the opposite of Alex White that, was undefeated for a while. But in this case, I think that I do like Laboeuf better, and some of the reasons are that Alex White, I don't like how he holds up his, I don't like how he backs up. I don't think he tucks his chin enough, and I think Laboeuf is going to be able to counter him. Now, Alex is a good striker too, but I see Laboeuf taking the center of the cage, pushing forward, and he's going to have to cut off the cage for Alex White in this case. I think he's going to be able to do that, and I think he's going to use his power to slow down White or to even catch White. So I think that I'm looking at third round knockout by Laboeuf or Laboeuf decision as far as a detailed pick. That's how I think it's gonna play out on their feet, and I think that Laboeuf is gonna do some counter punches against Alex White, and he's gonna try to cut off the cage and take the center of the cage, and that's how I see this one playing out. All right, so there's some good, exciting fights on the card. Berkman against Nunes should also be fun, but I'm not going to offer a pick as far as that one. Let's take a look at the odds then for the Laboeuf White fight, just to include that. So I'm going to scroll here over at 5 dimes, and we've got here Laboeuf at 1.714 and White at 2.2. Now, it's a shame that line did move. They were even at about 2 each at one point, but line moved, and Laboeuf is now at 1.714. But I'll still take that. So those are the picks for. Those are my picks for this fight. Not a lot of picks, but some picks. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.